Hi, I'm doing a dev video. So the thing I want to talk about now, because the bosses are nearly done, which is great because that sort of puts the final, that's all the levels. What will be done after that is I'm going to make a big list of all the features, optional features, features I've mentioned, features I've promised, everything, right? From I wanted to print physical box sets, and everybody's paid $35 a month, and with the promise of having box sets. So that's a promise I better come through on. There's also putting in a secret boss, having a better sign-in, login, achievement, stats, ghosts, fixing all the bugs. I wanted to have another mini game, which I have an idea for. I wanted to make it so that the music was scattered. There's some bonus tracks, because I have music that I really like that I've licensed that can go in the game, but I haven't really found a level that it fits with, so I was thinking I'll just put them in as bonus tracks, and I can put little music collectibles in some of the levels, and then that will cause, you can go get them, and then it's a little bonus reward. I want to have coins, I want to have a shop where you can buy stuff using the coins. I wanted to have custom trails and custom character animations and custom skins and, so on. A bunch of achievements. I want to put in, like 50, 60 achievements, but I could... The thing is, that's great, but if I cut all of that, which I wouldn't want to do because there's a bunch of bugs and I've made a bunch of really actual promises, I could probably have the game out next week. It'd be terrible, so I don't want to do that. But this is basically the B list. I've got the A list, which is the levels and the controls and the player. And now the B list is how much of this B list. So, for example, I don't want to cut everything and be out next week, but I also don't want to do everything on the list and be out next year. So I've got to sort of make a list. I'm probably going to post it publicly in Discord and so on, and we'll talk about all of the different items. I want feedback. Like, does anybody care about such and such a feature? Well, great, because if everybody cares, I'll add it. And if no one cares, why am I spending 2 weeks on it, right? So I'll sort of, in the end, I'll go through and I'll sort of pick out the things I think are important and dump the ones that I think aren't. A lot of shit gets said while I develop, I have a lot of notes on my wall, which is like, do this is a cool idea. But then, push comes to shove, I'm like, dumb idea, a year later. So that's the thing. That's kind of the next big phase. Obviously, I'm going to balance all the levels. I'm pretty certain Mega Satan's going to be the first boss now, which means uprooting and changing a bunch of stuff in the balance, but I think the balance will actually work out better, and I think it'll be more fun. So the first thing will be, fuck Mega Satan, go get Mega Satan, go kill Mega Satan, and then you kill Mega Satan, and it's like, he wasn't the biggest boss. Turns out he was working for Santa Claus. Yeah, well, so actually the storyline's going to go, you get the golden butt, you make a wish, which is that your mom isn't lonely anymore, which of course has the obvious negative side effect of she gets kidnapped by a giant tentacle monster, and you start chasing, and you figure out that eventually she's dating the tentacle monster, and he's your new stepdad, and you have to play catch with him. And then after that, Santa Claus, which I think might just be a Santa Claus gave us shitty gifts and has gone insane and is, I don't know, something, and you just have to go kick his ass. I'll see what I can do to tie it in. Who knows? I'll think of something funny, I'm sure. Or, stupid in lieu of funny. Yep. I got to make the first-person shooter work. I got to make all the 3D levels, which I posted some GIFs of, which are pretty cool, but they're not done yet. Like, you can kind of see cutting all this. And you can kind of see doing all this. So I don't know. I don't know where I fall. Certainly I want to transition the Patreon to the final version, which will just be the $3 thank you and the $10 supporter and the $50 producer. And no problem if someone wants to end their claim. I do have the money because of the Patreon. I have gotten those extra $500 every month, and that has helped. And so I'm not in a position where I have to cut this. This is why there's no secrets in ESJ1, because fuck it. There was a bunch of employees that wanted paying, and I wasn't going to continue the project to the point where I couldn't pay them. And, be one of those shitheads that crunches my employees and then doesn't pay them. ESJ2 is going a lot slower, is a lot more calm. I could work on it for another 6 months. I don't think it needs to be worked on for another 6 months. I think at some point I should sort of go make more stuff. There's a point where I'm not going to polish every tiny little corner that no one's going to notice. Yeah. It's kind of a vibe. We're going to work it out. My goal is not to disappoint myself, but my goal is also not to be an anal retentive perfectionist. So somewhere in the middle. Cool. That's the dev video. That's that's the scope of the things. Slime Daddy's going really well. I think I posted this in Discord today, but also it's not done, and I'm hoping to get it done for Friday. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. I'm going to work as hard as I can. It's like its own little mini game, right? I got to program all this stuff to do with throwing a baseball and stuff, but it's coming out feeling really ESJ. Like the tentacles, the jokes, just the general vibe of it. It feels kind of like one of those levels, you know, like it fits ESJ. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that. Santa kind of doesn't really fit ESJ. It's okay. It's a boss fight, but it doesn't feel particularly silly. It's Santa, but besides that, it's not hilariously funny. Because it's an air sword level, it doesn't have a lot of jumping. It's just like a ton of air sorting. So it didn't really... Yeah, whereas Slime Daddy's all jumping, it's quintuple jump. So there's a lot of jumping and dodging and avoiding shurikens shot at you by frogs. So it's coming off pretty ESJ, and then there's lots of silliness and jokes and stuff. So that's good. Cool. Wrapping up the dev video. As always, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being at the dev tier, and thank you for watching these dev videos. I'll talk to you in the Discord.